Hello and welcome to the Outlook, a program that showcases economic, political and individual issues on Click Naija online channel. Today we turn our attention to a matter that continues to threaten the foundation of Nigerian democratic journey. And our topic today is internal democracy and crises within political parties. I am Naija. Joining me is a public affairs analyst and governance expert, Mr. Paul Alelumhe. Welcome to the Outlook, sir.
It's my pleasure being here this morning.
It's glad to have you once again on Click Naija.
It's my pleasure. Yes.
Please follow us on our social media handles. For Facebook and YouTube is Click Naija. For X and Instagram is at Click Naija1. Do just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, internal democracy simply refers to inclusivity, fairness, and transparency within political parties. These include how leaders are chosen, how decisions are made, and how members are allowed to participate. In a well-functioning democracy, political parties should mirror democratic ideas internally. That means open primaries, fair dispute resolution, and opportunities for all members to have a voice. Sir, tell us more about internal democracy and what does it mean for a political party?
Yeah, good morning, listeners and viewers. Like you said from your intro, is about inclusivity. Internal party democracy is a democratic process within a political party. And you agree with me that Nigeria political party system is a mass-based political party. That is not elitist. What I mean by mass-based is that it's a political system or party system in which is not classified. Every member, every willing person can be a member of a political party. I would say that the internal party democracy is meant to strengthen the democratic culture of a political party, in which members of a particular party participate in electing or in choosing exco leaders of political parties. For instance, if you want to choose who leads a party at a local government, state or at national level, members of that political party should have a voice. That's why it's called democracy. By definition, democracy simply means where majority determine a decision-making process. So if we have 200 members of a particular political party, hypothetically now, then 150 of them have decided to choose Mr. A. That will stand. That is what internal party democracy is, when there's inclusiveness in decision making, in all processes that lead to emergence of excos or leaders, as we want to call it. But in our system, we have not been able to achieve that. Let me say this. Once you don't have internal party democracy within the political parties, you cannot achieve democracy or democratic consolidation at the larger society. Whatever problem we have in our democratic process as it is today is as a result of lack of internal party democracy within our parties. So we cannot overemphasize what internal party democracy, that is the dividend it will bring to the larger democracy in Nigeria. We keep urging political leaders, political parties to ensure there is inclusivity in their decision making. It's an appeal we have made over and over, because you can't build on nothing. If you choose leaders by godfatherism, by the minority few, the fewest of the few, and the leader is emerged, it cannot be considered as a popular leader. Because if you cannot achieve that within a democratic party, it will be difficult for you to win a free and fair election. Because if the process in which candidates are emerged, are fraudulent, are determined, are dictated by a godfather, you cannot allow a free process in which that candidate will emerge as a voter, as a leader.
People's choice.
Yes, people's choice. It cannot be, because those same party members are subset of the general population. So if you cannot choose, a candidate are not emerging through a popular choice by the political members, then it will cascade into the larger society.
Okay, which brings me to my next question. Let's come back to Nigerian context. Now, we have seen countless of party crises, parallel congress, post-primary litigation, suspension, and even deflections. Now, what are the root causes of the persistent issues? For example, let's use the PDP last congress that happened in Oyo State. We had the Bala Mohammed faction and we had the BK faction. You understand? And imagine the FCT minister calling that congress Amala Congress. So please tell us more about this.
Yeah, you see, one of the factors militating against eternal party democracy in Nigeria is godfatherism concept. You see, godfatherism is antithetical to eternal party democracy anywhere in the world. Now, in our democracy, it is party driven. What I mean is this: we don't have independent candidates. So I keep telling people, whatever the parties give to us is what we would accept and choose among the available options that the parties are giving to us. So what is happening in PDP is two godfathers or two parties or two fathers of godfather fighting themselves. In that case, you cannot have eternal party democracy. The crisis of PDP has been there. Wike has been, has been on the other side, balancing. And from the litigation, was it not 3 days ago, that the court said, or the court nullified the so-called Amala Congress described by Wike. So as it stands today, going by the last pronouncement, Wike's version has had upper hand. But however, that is not to say that is how it's going to be, because appeal has been taken, it will get to the Supreme Court. But we didn't need those things. Because if we respect the party constitution, if we respect the party laws, we didn't need this. But operationally, godfathers have a way of whipping everybody into shape. I don't know where their power lies. It's money. Honestly, I keep telling people, operationally, it is very difficult for political parties in Nigeria to operate in this system where few people fund a political party. You see, whether you like it or not, funds determine direction. The man who is bringing the money, he has a larger stake or a larger share. He want to determine who gets what. Let me be honest with you. That is why you see every state, the governor, especially in this Fourth Republic, determine who gets what.
Okay, and it still causes more problem in the party, because there are other people that were there before you. So now, my next question is, what are the underlying factors behind the recurring crisis within political parties in Nigeria? For instance, we could see Fubara and Governor Fubara and Wike. The president has intervened. This is the third time he's intervening in their case. The last one, he had to separate it. He doesn't want to hear of impeachment, and he doesn't want to hear that Wike is the political leader in Rivers State. And we still have people that were governors before Wike. Why is that so?
Well, this is a peculiar case. I don't want to generalize it. You see, the president, you will know his history. We know whom he is. You see, I keep telling people, the leadership reflects who the man is as an individual. The President Tinubu, we know he has been a godfather we saw what happened
to political leader of Lagos State.
Yes, okay. So we saw what happened to Abode. He had disagreement. He ensured that Abode did it. So he will, like I said in some other fora, he will protect Wike because he has once been in that situation. But the question we need to ask, if somebody who has helped you has become a burden on you, will you want to be under that person? The way it is, let's be honest with ourselves. But sometimes we are not empathetic. We just don't want to put ourselves in other people's shoes. Fubara is not the first governor that is being made by anybody. We are all being made by someone. There's nobody who exists who becomes something without somebody. It's the nature of life.
Yes, that's the nature of life. But in the class of the 99 governors, the Wiki, that's Tinubu, Peter Obi, and the rest, Ibori. This, I think that time was a fair opportunity to democracy. Like, there were people that, okay, this will be won, and everybody agreed. Then there was no governor, godfathers. We had military administrators in those states, and people contested and won again along party lines. So there was no godfather. Why can't that still happen now?
No, there are two different seasons. Every season has its own challenge. What is it? As at that time, like you said, it was military that midwife that particular process of democracy. When they were not known godfathers at state level. No, but they were still godfathers. People who determine who emerge as a leader or as a governor. For instance, in Edo State, we have Chief Tony Ane, who was popularly known as Mr. Fix-It. So they were godfathers, but they were more refined and more, people oriented than what we have today. The class of godfathers you have today are what I would ordinarily call political investors who just want to put in money and control everything, and that would help this our democracy. We have won in several fora that if we don't kill godfatherism syndrome will kill this democracy. So if politicians will heed our advice, it is better we allow internal party democracy to strive in our political system.
Now, internal democracy appears to be lacking in many Nigerian political parties. Now, what are the key reasons for this trend? For instance, we have the Labour Party, which filled third position, and we are still seeing it's supposed to be a formidable opposition to the APC. But right now, his presidential candidate has left the party because of internal democracy crisis. That's Peter Obi, and gone to the ADC. The vice presidential candidate is still in the Labour Party, saying he's not going anywhere. So tell us.
Yes, you see, we need to understand something, that a political party is organization driven by human beings or human elements. Wherever there are human beings, there are about to be crisis. But what is lacking is our inability to manage those crises. For instance, if you have a family, there is crisis. There are crises in families, but some are able to manage it, some are not able. The major problem of Nigeria political system is this, what you call this amala politics, when people want to eat. Amala, if you are from the southwest, you know what it is. So it has always been a problem. What was the issues in Labour after the presidential election? Some people felt that, there was attraction from somewhere, maybe from the ruling party, of, being given position, having chairman position in the House of Reps, in Senate. You see, once you are not contented, there's this, enticement, and you fall for it. You are gone. What was the issue? Wike is a PDP member, but is serving other APC-led government. In which democracy would that happen? And they came and said, okay, we're going to have government of national unity, where you have members of other political parties serving. I was made to understand that Labour was given an option to nominate somebody. But the political leader then, Sir Peter Obi or Mr. Peter Obi, said no. But those who were at leadership, like the Abraham-led faction, wanted to have a ministerial position in the Labour Party. By nature of that, you have caused division. You see, our system is zero-sum system. Our political system is a zero-sum system. When the winner takes it all,
which is a problem.
It's a problem, but if we manage it well, it's not a problem. In a plural society like this, that is the way it works. But we can also modify it to reflect our culture. When you now use what level of vote did you get and allocate seats. But we are not there. But this one, where we are, there was this greed by member of opposition parties to serve in APC-led government.
Okay.
Today, PDP cannot say they have not been compensated by the Tinubu government because a lot of them are appointees in this government.
And some have been deflected.
Some have, good. But so ask yourself, what is the motivation? Why are the ordinary people not moving to the APC? Why are those leaders?
Take us to the next question. We often see emergencies of power leaderships. Yesterday I was watching the screen and I saw where Wiki said the FCT minister telling delegates from Oyo he is interested in the politics in Oyo State. Yes, he's interested. That's what he said, that he has to tell them to know. Now, is it because of the fight with him and his G5 governor member, Sheyi Makinde, that caused that kind of talk on the national TV, saying a Rivers statesman who is the FCT minister saying he's interested in the politics in Oyo State? Is there no conflict already?
Yeah, but you should understand that politics is largely governed and driven by interest.
Okay.
Interest. You see, when you do cost-benefit analysis, you ask yourself, what am I benefiting from me? When you defeat your enemy, yes, it gives you a greater joy than when you have, yes. So Wike will throw his heart into what is it called? Oyo State politics. But again, it's about money. Poverty is present with us. A lot of people will dance to where there is money. And one of the things why this democracy look a bit sophisticated for us, even at party level, at national level, or at every level, is because there is high rate of poverty. Once somebody is ready to pay the bills, even when it's your enemy, yes, you pretend to follow the person. I don't know whether you have gone to villages and see how people gather to share things that one big man has brought. So there is poverty here. You cannot do away with the impact or the effect of money.
The politicians use the poverty as a weapon to fight their...
Great weapon. For instance, you don't measure Oyo. If you go to Oyo, there are members of PDP who are ready to collect money from Wike. There are members of Labour party who are ready to collect money. There are members of APC that is ready to collect money. So fundamentally,
yes,
our party system is not driven by ideology. That is a big issue.
Very big.
That is why you cannot see the difference between Labour Party that's supposed to be a Marxist pro party.
Yes.
You could see what they are doing in National Assembly. Remember, so we just use political parties as vehicle, platform.
No ideologies.
No. If anybody tells you any of the parties driven by political ideology, it's not true. Otherwise, you would have seen people moving from APC to PDP to APC.
Yeah. We can see a little bit kind of steady ideology in the APC. Let's give them credit for now.
No, there's nothing stable. You see, the truth of the matter is this.
Yeah.
Why you see stability in APC is because there's a leader who has capacity
Exactly.
He has the state capacity. What I mean by the state, he has the state resources.
Yes.
He has the state brutal force. Whatever. You see, in a presidential system, the president is so powerful.
Yes.
He can crush anything except the people are bold enough to resist him. So I do not see how a lot of opposition leader can resist the temptation of money, the temptation of patronage, and otherwise.
All right, before we wrap up, now what's your outlook? Can Nigerian political parties reform themselves or stop in this cycle? Can we get a reform in our political parties or stop in this cycle? Because now, when you see the elections, when I hear from analysts on the TV, everybody tends to see as if the parties, one party is already winning the election. So how can we get a reform from this?
When you talk about reform, it's always difficult to have a reform.
Okay.
You see, what I'm interested in acquiring this place, my focus will be here, not which reform are you going to do for me not to acquire the place. So there is nobody who is going to reform the political party as it stands today. However, in the future, if you have a leader who on his own is democratic by virtue of his character, that will reflect how politics is being done. You see, there is no leader that is greater than his own innate character. Whatever you see a leader do is in him. You know, sometimes we talk about inspirational leadership. They are all I think there are about 7 categories. Yes. You see, when you see them, even from their family background, you know how they will lead. I'll give you an instance. When you could see the way President Jonathan, former president, during his time, you could see how he conducted elections, how he behaved towards opposition. You could see what happened during Yar'Adua's time. In Yar'Adua's time presidency, a lot of opposition
got their case back.
Good, through court. But I can assure you under this dispensation, you will never achieve that. I'm telling you, no, you see, as a leadership expert, we analyze individual from their background. That is how you know who a leader is, what he will become. He's not whom he is at the moment. There's nobody who is formed overnight. It's a process. You have I'll give you an instance. If you give Nigeria to Wike, you will think, what do you think it will look like? He might be a good leader to some, but I am telling you, there are things you will know it will happen. That is the truth. But I'm not saying let's assume they are not good leaders, but I'm telling you, when it comes to democratic culture, those people will never trash it. That is the point I'm making. He will do infrastructure, he will do so many things. So I'm not afraid at all. I'm not worried by President Wike has performed. Yes, he is the one who appointed him, who has given him job description. You and I never appointed him. I don't know the job description. So he's in better place to assess. If I'm an examiner, I have set the exam, I'll give you my case key.
So now these leaders is one of the main ingredients for reforms to happen in the party.
Very, very, very.
You take that as your conclusion?
Yes.
Well said, Mr. Paul Alelumhe. Thank you for sharing your insight on this very critical topic. And to our viewers, thank you for joining the Outlook. Remember, democracy doesn't start at the ballot box. It starts within the parties and shapes our choice. Let's stay informed, stay engaged, and hold power accountable. Thank you to my producer, Rotimi Martins, Jacinta Osai, and Charlie Adu, and to my supervising producer,